signal here is that the Trump White House understands that Hakeem Jeffries will be the next speaker.
Right,
so it's time
right.
to start figuring out how to work with him and what we can possibly work on together. That means they've seen the numbers, they've seen the polling, and it suggests that at least the House, perhaps the Senate, but at least the House will probably flip.
Mm-hmm.
And so, does it look good that Hakeem Jeffries is having a secret meeting with Jared Kushner, who's going to be a trillionaire by the time this administration is over? No, but I think sophisticated operators understand that it's time for the adults to sit down and figure out where we can work together, and hopefully this meeting is probably the beginning of that.
But, okay, I hear you. And, but in a moment, that meeting can happen on Wednesday after the election. In a moment where you have the American people, especially Democrats, right? Not just the online folks, right? There's always who's online. And when I actually talk to voters on the ground, what they say is they want to see fighters. They want people held accountable. They have a lot of questions about the Iran war and the negotiations happening, which Jared is leading along with Steve Witkoff. They want, and a lot of people who have questions about Hakeem Jeffries, right?
Yeah.
There's always we as reporters unknowingly ask every candidate, should he be the speaker? Are you going to vote for him? He will be the speaker if Democrats take the House. But it's PR, but it's also the fight. I understand the conciliatory, people should work together.
But I actually hear the opposite. I feel like people are tired of the fight, too. I mean, I think you do have certain areas of the country that are, hate Trump, certain areas of the country that hate Democrats. But I also think that a majority of the country are tired of the fighting and just want to make sure that their life is better. So I actually give both of them. I give Jeffries huge credit on this. I think the president has said.
Well, I guess
the president has said tons. He knows he's going to be working with Jeffries and that he's happy about that.
My one issue with that, though, is while Jared Kushner is a trusted top ally of the president, who, despite not formally being in the administration, is handling has taken on a pretty significant portfolio, but he is not the domestic guy. He is not the director of legislative affairs. He is not the person who understands the way Congress works, is the lawmaker whisperer, that point person between Pennsylvania Avenue and the White House. So if anything, he is viewed as a top investigative target. I mean,
I'm sure that Democrats will go after him for the roles that he is playing, internationally. But I also think that he is the biggest representative on behalf of the president, that people know that the president sent Jared to do that. Jared didn't do that on his own. That's why he also said, however, you need to meet with Susie, who is the one that has the power.
right.
To me, the